Why Austria, a small country tucked away in Central Europe, is so famous worldwide. This little gem, nestled in the heart of the Eastern Alps, is more than just its geographical location. Despite being landlocked, Austria holds a global reputation that's hard to rival. From the charming streets of Vienna to the majestic alpine peaks, it's a federation of 9 distinct federal states, each with its own unique allure. Stay tuned to find out more about this fascinating place. If you're enjoying this journey through Austria, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more. Austria's story begins thousands of years ago when prehistoric tribes roamed the valleys and mountains, leaving fascinating traces of their existence. Imagine, if you will, a time when mammoths and saber-toothed tigers roamed the land, a time when the first human settlers were just beginning to make their mark on this rugged terrain. Over time, these early tribes gave way to the Celts, a sophisticated civilization known for their art, culture, and trade networks. They were the ones who first named the region Österreich, a term that would evolve over centuries into the name we know today, Austria. But the Celts were not to hold on to their land forever. Enter the Romans. They marched into Austria around the 1st century BC, bringing with them their architectural prowess, their laws, and their Latin language. Under Roman rule, Austria flourished. Cities sprang up, roads crisscrossed the land, and trade boomed. It was a time of prosperity and growth, a time when Austria became an integral part of the mighty Roman Empire. Yet, as we know, all empires must eventually fall. The decline of the Roman Empire in the 5th century AD brought an end to this golden era. Austria was left in the hands of various Germanic tribes, and it entered into a period known as the Middle Ages. The Middle Ages in Austria were a time of feudalism, of castles and knights. The region was frequently under threat from invaders, leading to the construction of formidable fortresses and the rise of powerful local lords. Despite the turmoil, the seeds of Austria's future greatness were being sown. The first mentions of Vienna, the future capital, date back to this turbulent era. But it wasn't until the 19th century that Austria really began to make its mark on the world. Enter the 19th century, a time of great change and progress for Austria. The dawn of the 19th century brought with it a surge of transformation for Austria. The winds of industrialization swept across the nation, setting in motion a period of rapid advancement. Factories sprouted like mushrooms after a rain, churning out goods that fueled an economic boom. Austria was no longer a simple agrarian society. It had stepped into the modern era. But the changes weren't just economic. The 19th century was also a time of incredible cultural growth. Vienna, the capital city, was a dazzling whirl of creativity, a melting pot of ideas where the arts flourished. Music, literature, and visual arts thrived, with names like Mozart, Beethoven, and Freud becoming synonymous with the city. The Viennese coffeehouses buzzed with intellectual debates, while grand concert halls echoed with symphonies that would reverberate through the ages. Amidst this backdrop of progress, the Austrian Empire was born. In 1804, the Holy Roman Empire gave way to the Austrian Empire, with Francis II declaring himself as Emperor Francis I of Austria. This new empire was a testament to Austria's growing power and influence, a symbol of its elevated status on the world stage. The Austrian Empire was a multicultural marvel, a tapestry of different cultures and languages. It was a place where German, Hungarian, Italian, Polish, and a host of other tongues coexisted, each contributing to the rich diversity of the empire. However, it wasn't all smooth sailing. The 19th century was also a time of political upheaval. The winds of nationalism and liberalism were blowing across Europe, and Austria was not immune. The revolutions of 1848 shook the empire to its core, leading to significant reforms. But despite these challenges, Austria emerged stronger, its golden age leaving an indelible mark on the nation's history. This golden age set the stage for Austria's role in the tumultuous 20th century. The 20th century brought great challenges for Austria. As the century dawned, Austria found itself at the heart of a rapidly changing Europe. The onset of the Great War in 1914 saw Austria-Hungary, as it was then known, deeply entangled in a conflict that would change the face of the world. Austria's involvement in the First World War was marked by significant military engagements and a complex web of alliances. The end of the war in 1918 saw the dissolution of the Austro-Hungarian Empire and the birth of the Republic of Austria. However, the peace was short-lived. The 1930s brought the specter of another war to Europe. The Anschluss of 1938, a political union with Germany orchestrated by the Nazi regime, marked a dark period in Austria's history. This union was not a peaceful merging of nations, but rather a forcible annexation that was met with international condemnation. The Second World War saw Austria once again caught in a maelstrom of violence and upheaval. Austrian soldiers fought on many fronts, and the country itself became a battleground. The end of the war in 1945 marked the beginning of a decade-long occupation by the Allies. Post-war Austria was a country in transition. The occupation ended in 1955 with the signing of the Austrian State Treaty, which re-established Austria as a sovereign state. This treaty marked the beginning of a new era for Austria, an era of peace and rebuilding. The war years were a time of great trial for Austria, but they were also a time of transformation. The experiences of those years shaped the country in profound ways, influencing its politics, its culture, and its place in the world. The trials of the past have given way to a vibrant, modern Austria that still bears the marks of its history, but looks forward with optimism and resilience. These difficult times led to a new era for Austria. The war years were not just about struggle and loss, they were also about resilience and rebirth. They were the forge in which modern Austria was shaped, a testament to the enduring spirit of its people. In the latter part of the 20th century, Austria emerged as a new independent nation, its phoenix-like rise from the ashes of conflict marking a significant chapter in its rich history. Post-war Austria, in the beginning, was a nation in turmoil. Its infrastructure ravaged, economy in shambles, and people yearning for a fresh start. And a fresh start they got. In 1955, the Austrian State Treaty marked the country's return to sovereignty, ending a decade of Allied occupation and setting Austria on a new path of self-determination. The following decades saw Austria transform itself into an economic powerhouse. The nation embraced industrialization with open arms, its manufacturing sector thriving, and its tourism industry flourishing. Austria's picturesque landscapes, historical landmarks, and vibrant culture became a magnet for tourists from around the globe, giving a much-needed boost to the economy. By the 70s and 80s, Austria was one of Europe's most developed nations, a beacon of prosperity and progress. But the country didn't stop there. Austria took significant strides in technology and innovation, becoming a hub for startups and tech companies, and playing a crucial role in Europe's digital revolution. In the 90s, Austria joined the European Union, further cementing its place on the global stage. As a member of the EU, Austria has been a strong advocate for peace, democracy, and human rights, upholding the European values it deeply cherishes. The Austria of the 21st century is a country that has learnt from its past to build a better future. It's a place where tradition meets innovation, where the echoes of history blend with the rhythm of modern life. It's a nation that has not only survived, but thrived, turning challenges into opportunities and dreams into reality. Today, Austria stands as a testament to resilience and progress. Its journey from a war-torn country to a prosperous, forward-thinking nation is an inspiring tale of transformation, a story that continues to unfold one day at a time. So, what makes Austria so special? Well, just imagine a country where the past and the present intertwine in the most harmonious way. Austria is that place. The essence of Austria is wrapped in its rich history that has shaped its present. From the stately Habsburg palaces that whisper tales of a grand imperial past, to the quaint cobblestone streets of Vienna that have witnessed centuries of change, history is alive and tangible here. Austria's history is not just confined to museums, it's etched in every street, every building, and every smiling face. But Austria isn't just about the past. It's a country that values its cultural contributions. The birthplace of Mozart, Schubert, and Haydn, Austria continues to be a haven for music and art. The sounds of classical music waft through the air, mingling with the aroma of freshly baked Apfelstrudel. Here, culture isn't just appreciated, it's lived. And let's not forget the geographic beauty that defines Austria. Towering alpine peaks, emerald green pastures, and serene lakes paint a landscape that looks like it's been plucked right out of a fairy tale. It's a paradise for nature lovers and adventure seekers. Austria is a symphony of history, culture, and natural beauty, all playing together in perfect harmony. From ancient times to the present day, Austria continues to captivate people around the globe.